This might be a tough losing stretch for the Athletics, but Bob Melvin and the boys have been putting up a good fight. The A's have gone toe-to-toe with a very good offense in the Los Angeles Angels. The last 2 days, the Green and Gold have clawed back into both games with the long ball, stretched the Angels in extra innings, and made life difficult for Mike Scioscia and his men, who are seeking a playoff berth. Today, it's the final game with the Angels this 2017 season, and the A's would love to have them leave the Coliseum on a losing note. It's the A's and the Angels, and it starts right now. Beautiful day for baseball at the Coliseum. It's been 9 days since the A's last won, and we personally think that that is entirely too long. Mike Trout and the Angels in town to wrap up this series, and the big left-hander Sean Manaea is going to pitch for the Athletics. A's and the Angels coming up on NBC Sports California, powered by Xfinity. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Oakland A's Baseball. Along with Ray Fosse, I'm Glenn Kuiper. Couple of young lefties today, Tyler Skaggs and Sean Manaea. And the similarities, Ray, are that they're both young, they're both talented, and they're both kind of searching for some consistency. And
they're both looking for a win against the opposite number they're facing today. For Sean Manaea, he's sitting on 9 wins. He'd like to get to double figures. His innings pitched really nothing compared to what he should be, considering his size. And as far as Tyler Skaggs is concerned, another lefty's had his troubles against the Athletics. The A's hope that continues, especially the way he's pitched here at the Coliseum. The A's have defeated him a couple of times, but two lefties, two very good young left-handers. We'll see how they do today.
Albert Pujols is out of the lineup today, so the Angels pop C.J. Cron into that leadoff spot, or into the cleanup spot. And quite frankly, maybe they don't lose a lot. Cron has been really good against the A's this series and all season.
All season long. It's unbelievable what he has done against the Athletics. And you go here at the Coliseum, you're going to see some unbelievable things that he has done. Dropped the ball in the center field. Then he hits a home run, just an upper body swing. He's so strong, and that's what he has shown so far this season, whether here or in Anaheim. And basically last night, how about this opposite field shot? This ended up scoring a run. It ended up being a triple for him. Very excited, but a long game last night, as has been the case for the Angels, about the last 5 games. So we're predicting maybe 2.5 hours today. And if you believe that, let's hope so, because it's been too long, too much baseball so far.
And maybe just a touch of wishful thinking in there as well. And the A's and the Angels playing for the final time here in 2017, and the A's want to wrap this series up with a victory. We'll have lineups and first pitch from the Coliseum right after this.
California is brought to you by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. By Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places. And by Jack in the Box. Come try the new $4.99 Smoky Jack Burger Combo with small fries and a small drink. Limited time only.
So here come the Athletics' final game of this series between the Angels. It's the season series finale as well between these two teams from the American League West. So we'll see if the A's can finally get a win. They have lost 8 games in a row. Game time weather for this afternoon presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. The admission-free boardwalk is open this weekend. It's a nice day, 73 degrees, a little bit overcast. At least see some sunshine in just a little bit. That's the barbecue terrace down the right field line, and it looks like a popular place right now. That group getting comfortable, having some good food, and they're going to enjoy the ball game. Let's look at the lineup for the visiting Angels. It's brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Brandon Phillips will lead off. Mike Trout is the DH today. Then it's Upton, Crone, Simmons, Calhoun, Pennington, Gratterall, and Young.
First start of the season for Sean Manaea was against these Angels on April the 4th. Had a no decision in that game, but he's been sitting on 9 wins. He'd like to get the 10th win today and help the A's end their 8-game losing streak. It's been a tough series for the Athletics, a tough week for them.
Here's the A's defense. Davis, Canna, and Pinder in the outfield. Chapman, Simeon, Barreto, and Olson on the infield, with Dustin Garneau doing the catching. So we're set for baseball with Sean Manaea towing the rubber, and he kicks and deals the first pitch of the game to Brandon Phillips, and it's a fastball in there for a strike.
12-37.
So 12-37 first pitch. Sean Manaea looking for his 10th win of the year. He's 9-9. Facing Brandon Phillips, who's hitting .288 overall, 11 homers, 53 RBIs.
Sean lost his 9th. Had his 9th loss in his last start against the Mariners up in Seattle. Did go 6 2/3 in that game.
Mike Everett is the crew chief, and he is calling balls and strikes today. Barry, Baker, and Woodring. Rest of the group. Chapman charges. He's got it. Throws on the run. 1 away.
Time now for the Nissan keys to the game, and for Sean Manaea. Did go 6 2/3, but what we've been looking at, a lot of short outings by the starting pitchers, and that needs to change for the Athletics down the last month of the season. And it's the last time the A's and Angels will play. Of course, the Angels trying to get to postseason, and the A's would like to do something today to end their losing streak, and also maybe kind of slow down the Angels a little bit. They've been playing very well lately. Kind of started with the A's in Anaheim when the A's were swept in 3 games.
First pitch to Trout is high. The Angels, thanks to their win last night, right now are the #2 wild card team in the American League with a 72-67 record. They got a half-game lead over the Twins, but it is still a very tight group. It's been that way, and it will continue to be that way. Texas is 2 back, but even after that, the Rays are 2.5, and then Seattle and Kansas City are 3.
And the #1 wild card has the home field advantage, but the way the Angels, and if you're playing well, it doesn't matter where you're playing. And I think the Angels are feeling pretty good about themselves right now, especially with the additions they have made. Pujols gets the day off today, but he is always on the bench, ready to come in if necessary.
3-0 pitches in first strike. So a couple of games that we are keeping an eye on then for today. The Twins and the Rays in St. Pete. And the Rangers, a doubleheader today in Atlanta. So it could be a big day for the Rangers if they can possibly win a couple games. The Twins are leading the Rays 7-6 in the 7th inning. 3-2 pitch, a slider outside, and it's a 1-out walk to Trout. So here's Justin Upton. Trout is the DH today with Albert Pujols getting the afternoon off. Pujols fouled the ball off his heel yesterday, and he was limping a little bit.
About 14th consecutive game with a walk for Mike Trout. Albie Pearson. Wow, that goes back a long time. Little Albie Pearson, 1961. Been at the LA Coliseum.
You probably threw him out trying to steal a couple times when he was later in his career, and you were just a spry rookie with the Tribe.
When he was on the walker. Albie Pearson.
0-1 to Upton. Albert Pujols also not very good numbers against Benaya. For 12.
So perfect day for him to have off.
Yeah, why not? Angels have off tomorrow.
So that's perfect. He gets 48 hours more than that actually since last night.
Swing and a miss. Upton strikes out, and that's the second out here in the first inning.
Cron goes from 8th in the lineup to 4th today.
In the 4th position.
It's a good pitch by Sean Manaea. Another slider changeup actually pulled the string 0-2, and out in front was Upton after he swung at a slider in the dirt.
Pitchcast is brought to you by Penn Fed Credit Union. So 28% changeups, 14% sliders. 92 miles an hour on the fastball. .262, 14 homers, 50 RBIs for Cron. He is 4 for 9 with a homer, a triple, and 4 RBIs in this series. Big hits too. That's probably the most impressive thing about Cron in this series.
The big hits and using the whole field. I think that hitting the ball down the right field corner last night, pulling the ball in the seats in left field, dumping the ball in center field. So if the big man can use the whole field, he's got to be learning a lot from Albert Pujols also, because Pujols very good at driving in runs, and he'll use the whole field, especially if they're shifting him with the runner in scoring position. So if you're a player watching Albert every day, you're going to learn a lot. That's the guy's hit 612 home runs, but it's not all home runs for him.
And basically, if you're C.J. Cron and you're going to be a big-time player in this league, you have to be a run producer.
Absolutely.
Very simple.
That's exactly what Albert has done throughout his career. Well, this one did not take long to get out. Hang the slider down, and he just went down and golfed it. Dave Hendricks kind of knew it. Recipient of the Roberto Clemente Award for the Athletics. Bob Melvin presented that today before the game. The finalists will be announced in the World Series, so we wish him the best.
So 1-2 for Cron. In 11 games against the A's this year, .395 with 3 homers and 10 RBIs.
And if he ever comes back to the big leagues from AAA, it'll be when the A's are playing the Angels.
Just if he's struggling. Right?
Yeah, because it's amazing. See him in AAA and all of a sudden back in the big leagues and crushes the A's. Where'd he go?
So 1-2. Quick throw to first.
Mike Trout getting back easily, reading the move of Sean Manaea. Guy gets back that easily, then you have to wonder that if he picks up and knows the move, he may take off on the first move, figuring he's going to throw to the plate.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out. So a couple of strikeouts and a walk for Sean Manaea. And when we come back, the A's come to bat. No score. 6 in the bottom of the first. Their starting lineup is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, and here it is: Simeon, Pinder, Healy, Davis, Olson, Chapman, Canna, Moretto, and Garneau.
And the lefty Tyler Skaggs on the mound for the Angels, and like Manaya looking for a win against the Athletics for Tyler Skaggs. A couple of starts here. Actually, a couple of starts this year. One at home, one here, and he's lost both of them. A total of 9 1/3 innings in those 2 starts.
Upton, Young, and Calhoun in the outfield. Pennington, Simmons, Phillips, and Crone on the infield. And Juan Gratterall is your catcher. So Martin Maldonado will get the afternoon off as Gratterall is behind the plate, catching Tyler Skaggs. Cliff Pennington with a start at third base. First pitch is a fastball at 93 miles an hour for a strike. Simeon, Pinder, and Healy for the A's, and that one a little bit outside. Skaggs is 26 years old. If he ever stays healthy, he could be pretty good. 2015 Tommy John surgery, missed the whole season. Last year he came back in July and made 10 starts, and he pitched fairly well. This year starts the season, everything's fine, and then oblique, misses 85 games. Thus this is just his 12th start.
Activated just before his start against the A's in early August, that game in which Paul Blackburn, the A's shut out the Angels.
Swing and a miss, struck him out. Pretty good fastball at 95 miles an hour.
Especially a good fastball away. Not a lot of movement. You don't need it with a good velocity on the fastball, the outside part of the plate. Off the plate, Marcus Semien may be thinking inside as he reached for a ball that was out of the strike zone.
Pitch usage for Tyler Skaggs. Fastball, curve, change.
That percentage of changeup says it all. It's mostly rear back and throw hard. Because typically a left-hander, although he throws with velocity enough that he doesn't need a changeup that much to float away from the right-handers. So if it's a four-seam, it should be a good pitch to hit for the Athletics.
There's that curve, and it's a quick 0-2. Skaggs was originally a first-round draft pick by the Angels, and then was traded from the Angels to the Diamondbacks in 2010 and traded back to the Angels in 2013. So he found his way back to the team that originally drafted him. And Pinder swings at a pitch in the dirt. Throw to first. So back-to-back strikeouts by Tyler Skaggs.
One of those trades, Mark Trumbo, I still think that was a trade if the Angels still had him. But they don't. There's a curveball in the dirt. The nice block by Gratterall enabled curveball to be thrown in the dirt. And then it completed it by throwing to first base.
From Woodland Hills, California. And remember, we saw Andrew Haney pitch against the A's, young left-hander, good stuff, injured a lot. The Angels just feel like if you could ever keep Haney and Skaggs healthy, you have two pretty good young left-handers. They just can't stay healthy. I mean, you could build a staff around those two guys.
Get Richards back.
Yeah.
He pitched well last night. I'd say by the end of September, he may be going into postseason. Arm strength, pitch count built up. If he pitches anything like he did last night, he stays healthy. That's pretty special for the Angels.
That's Andrew Haney, who pitched well against the A's down in Anaheim.
He had a fastball that just seemed to explode and nobody could hit it. And that was the amazing thing. Just see four-seam fastballs and no contact from the Athletics.
Good fastball there, 92 miles an hour. So a quick 0-2 to Ryan Healy, who's DHing today.
Can we get the Cal Bear band back today?
We miss those guys.
I think they just left their drummers here last night, from last night.
Strike three called on the outside corner. Skaggs strikes out the side in the bottom of the first. No score after one.
Life is good.
Right to Chapman on a big hop. Ambleton Simmons is retired. So with one out here in the second inning, let's check in with Angela for the first time.
Well, to support the Hurricane Harvey disaster relief efforts, the Oakland A's will be donating $1 from each ticket purchase for the Houston Astros series starting Friday, September 8th, including all previously purchased tickets. The proceeds from the weekend's 50-50 raffles will also go to support relief efforts. You can also join Jed Lowry and his family to help raise money for hurricane relief by donating to youcaring.com/Lowry. The Lowrys will be matching the $25,000 goal. Guys, back up to you.
All right, so a great effort by Jed Lowry and the Athletics. Of course, Jed lives in Houston.
Yep. How much is J.J. Watt's raised?
So $22 million.
Is it that much now? Yeah. Goodness. Congratulations. That's great.
Well, now we got to keep our fingers crossed and keep the good folks of Florida in mind, because another one's coming.
Well,
is it Irma?
Yes, it is.
And this one is supposed to be very, very powerful.
I heard yesterday Category 5 is 150 miles per hour, and if they had a 6, Irma would be that, because it's 180. Expected 180. If there's a voluntary evacuation, I think I would volunteer. Get out of the way. Yeah, we definitely wish them the best. The A's will be heading to Boston on Sunday. We'll stay back on the East Coast.
Philadelphia after Boston. I was watching the Weather Channel this morning, and of course that's scary. They said there's another one forming after Irma.
Oh, good. It's amazing. Yeah, they said when Houston wasn't even hurricane season. This was just out of nowhere.
Broken bat down the left field line. It's going to drop for a hit. Calhoun digging for second, and Calhoun's going to have a sliding double with one out. So you could hear the bat break, but he just dropped it right down the left field line. So for Calhoun, his 19th double of the year.
Usually against left-handers, he will think more opposite field, pull with the right-handers, but lefties, he goes that direction as soon as he hit it. He thought he's going to have a double, which he did easily off the end of the bat. 93. It broke his bat, but nothing Chris Davis could do. Got the ball back in quickly, but Calhoun with a stand-up, actually should have been a stand-up double. Had plenty of time.
Expo brought to you by Cache Creek Casino Resort. So first hit in the game for the Angels, and here's Cliff Pennington. Pennington, a switch hitter, playing third base today.
Well, there's only one out, and Calhoun's getting a huge jump off second base, and Barreto kind of sneaking over a little bit. But if you give him too much leeway, remember there's one out, he'll try to get to third, where the infield will have to make a decision. Right now, he could get a huge lead. 2 outs, you usually let him go, but not with 1 out.
The Angels this year, and granted they're a little bit different team now when you throw Upton in there and Phillips, but look at that, 122 stolen bases, not only most in the American League, but most in the majors.
You know, that's one of the things I keep going back to 2002 when they won the World Series. It was playing little ball and big ball. They had some big home runs, but by and large they played small ball, and the 122 stolen bases, one way you do that. First to third, you steal bases. I don't think there's any lead that Mike Scioscia is not afraid to let his base runners go.
And Ray, what they don't have is they don't have like one guy with 40 steals. I mean, if you just look at their numbers, Revere has 20, Simmons has 19, Trout has 20, Eric Young has 9, Calhoun has 5. Everybody has the ability to steal a base except for Albert Pujols. So they're not really counting on one guy. Quite frankly, that can make them more dangerous.
Absolutely.
Cameron Maybin had a lot of stolen bases, and he was traded, so that you really kind of got upped in the power hitter for Maybin, guy a little bit more of a speed guy. And Maybin had quite a few stolen bases, so that does change the stolen base thing a little bit. And Calhoun, well, he was thinking about going, and that one was line foul. He's been dancing around, and he saw an opening, and he was ready to go, and he took 2 steps toward third and then stopped.
Well, Barreto's just, I mean, he's not even really paying that much attention, and of course a good base runner knows that. And he started, stopped, and you know what he's doing, and that's 2 trips that Garneau has made to the mound. A couple of times Manaea has turned around and looked to second. So the thing that Calhoun's doing and doing effectively, at least he's putting in the back of the mind of both catcher, pitcher, and second baseman that he may be doing something. The only thing, he also might be distracting his hitter, although Pennington had a pretty good swing on that one.
Pennington right back to Manaea. Manaea fields it. Now he's going to go after Calhoun. Chapman ends up with the ball and the tag, and Calhoun is out. Pennington was able to get to second base. So Manaea made a nice play and then did what you're supposed to do. Run at him and run him back to the lesser bag.
And he had a chance to run him back a little bit more, and watching Pennington, he did not stop going around first base. And if Manaea, when he catches the ball, run and go, don't throw it, keep running. And then once he threw at that point, then Pennington was able to get to second base. So essentially you have the same thing now with 2 outs. I guess the A's are fortunate he didn't steal third, because it looked like he could have walked to third.
So here's Juan Graterol. Graterol came in last night's game late after Maldonado was pinch run for him, and he has not had an at-bat in this series.
Yeah, Sunday game the A's had in Anaheim earlier in the month. He had a great game that the A's came back and scored 5 late and won. Kind of getting us prepped for September with a 4+ hour game.
I don't know what you're talking about, Ray.
And that was before the September call-ups. By the way, they added another pitcher today.
Oh, did they?
Bud Norris was activated. So
and he's a reliever,
14
right?
relievers.
So 14 relievers.
Probably the only place where you have to take additional chairs down for the bullpen.
How are they looking down there?
Full.
Excuse me, pardon me, excuse me. Coming through.
Can I have the front row?
2-2 the count to Juan Graterol. 6 or more pitchers in 6 straight games. No team has ever done that in 7 straight games.
Wow. So let's see, the 7th day of the month of September, then it's done it 6 times.
Chapman scoops it up on the short hop, throws across in time, side retired. So the runner stranded, bottom of the 2nd. Coming up, Davis to lead it off, no score. The Angels, and well, it's been quite a series. Check this out. 19 runs for the Angels, 16 for the A's, 9 home runs total. Both teams have done a good job with runners in scoring position. 35 different pitchers have been used. Pitches thrown, and the total time of the 2 games, 8 hours and 50 minutes. And when it's all said and done, 2 extra inning losses for the Athletics. That's the unfortunate part. 11-9 on Monday in 11 innings, 8-7 last night in 10 innings. Oh, 0-1 to Chris Davis. A little bit high.
You know, the good thing about those 2 games, Kai, either one Little League days or special days where kids come out and watch. And Bob Melvin always wants to have a good game in front of kids that maybe are learning the game. They may be saying we can play a couple of games in 4 hours.
Why is that manager always walking to the mound?
Not that manager.
Well,
it's
1-2 to Davis. 38 home runs for Chris. Chops this one over the head of Skaggs, and it's going to end up rolling into shallow center field. Davis was hustling through the bag, so he was really doing the right thing. He was head down running for an infield hit. He didn't think it was going to trickle all the way into shallow center field. So it's a hit for Davis.
Once he got over Skaggs' head, it was going to be a do or die for Phillips, and right behind him was Simmons, and the ball ended up trickling into center field with both going for the ball. But exactly right. You think that it's going to be an infield hit, you have to bust it because of a couple of Gold Glovers up the middle. Don't expect the ball to get past them.
So leadoff hit, and here's the red-hot Matt Olson. Olson's been a lot of fun to watch since being brought back from the minor leagues. Can't keep track of all his home runs, Ray.
Just another one straightaway center. Just a nice, easy, effortless swing. And the fact that the big boy is able to use the whole field makes it tough to scout him and figure out a plan on how to get him out.
This one's popped up, and it could be playable. Gratterall calls off Pennington, and Gratterall makes the catch in foul territory, 1 away. Home run leader since August 11th. He's first in the American League.
It's a pretty impressive list.
Check out, yeah, I was going to say Machado, Donaldson, Encarnacion, and Sanchez. 4 of the best power hitters in all of baseball.
You know, Olson's doing what Sanchez did last year when he came under his rookie season.
Yeah, you're right.
Hitting a lot of home runs in so few games.
Here's Matt Chapman. And we've certainly talked a lot about Matt Chapman because there's a lot of reasons to do that. I think he's going to be a terrific young player. But boy, you really cannot put aside what Olson has done.
Well, it's a great building blocks for the corner infielders, and something we've been talking about for quite a while. And it's just a matter of when Chapman was going to come up, when Olson was going to get a chance to be at first. Again, I go back to Keith Lippman, the A's director of player development, a couple of years ago, talking, raving about Matt Olson. That's when he was 21, talking about his power and ability to be patient at the plate. There he is, the big leagues doing the same thing.
Chapman has played in 60 games. He's got 10 homers, 27 RBIs. Olson has played in 42 games. He's got 15 homers and 30 RBIs. It all seems too, Ray, like since he has been brought back, he's not striking out as much.
Yeah, and it's consistent play, and it's like he knows he's going to stay, and they probably said you're going to play. And just like Bob Melvin playing him against lefties, he did in Seattle. Alber's first hit was a home run by Olson today against the lefty Skaggs. And it's really kind of nice because you think of, the Royals. Moustakas at third, Hosmer at first. You got Gordon left. Those are 3 lefties that are going to play every day regardless. They are Gold Glovers defensively, but also play well against lefties.
2-2 now to Chapman.
Fastball, and Mike Everett, the home plate umpire, will keep his fist in front of him. Will not push it out to the side, so we really don't know what he's calling.
Now full count with Chris Davis, the runner at first. No score in the bottom of the second inning. Canna will be next. C.J. Cron, see him playing out in front of the bag a little closer to the pitcher. See if Davis goes. He does not, and the pitch is a little bit low, and he walked in.
Something Mike Scioscia started with the left-handed pitchers, where the first baseman does that. Trying to take up some of the space instead of holding him on. Covers a little bit more area.
Yeah, we've talked about that before, and I think it's interesting. You're thinking, well, then isn't it hard for the first baseman to put the tag and pick the guy up? But the reality is, how often do you pick a guy off?
Right. And how often do you throw over? Yeah.
I mean, you hardly ever actually pick a guy off. But how many times do you see a ball shoot past the first baseman where he comes 6 inches to a foot from catching it? Here he can get off the line a little bit further. Big heads are in the stands today, Ray.
Yeah,
see Eck and Ricky out amongst the crowd. Canna with a foul ball. See, Eck just actually bought a ticket today, so he's got a seat. He's probably not a great guy to sit behind.
Yeah, he's probably blocking a few people.
Raleigh fingers just over Eck's right shoulder. See Raleigh there? I'm joking. It's the gentleman that looks like Raleigh, who we call Raleigh. He loves it when we call him Raleigh, too.
I know.
These people are actually sitting behind him.
Down in front.
That one is just foul when Eck had the Dennis Eckersley gate dedicated to him last homestand. During the ceremony, which you did a terrific job hosting, well, the big head Eckersley was there, and he was standing there. And there was a fan right behind him who couldn't see. Finally, he said, "Hey, Big Eck, get out of the way. I can't see real Eck." I said, "Oh, sorry. Let me sit down."
And I was told by Troy Smith that I said Eck should win all 3 races this weekend, and Troy said he is the fastest guy we have, so he should be winning them. I said, even though Ricky's here.
Raleigh must have slept in, huh?
Hey, not a shock there. That's not a shock for Buzzard. Oh, what is this all about here?
They're going at it pretty good. Gratterall and Mike Everett.
You know, I just wonder if Canna said something, because it looked like Everett got in between Canna and Gratterall. I don't know if something's happened there, but yeah, see, they were there, and I think Everett was a peacemaker. I don't know what.
You know what, too? There's a meeting at the mound. I mean, they may have, you know, Canna takes his time, and they may have said something about, let's go.
Well, he also might have said, is Chris Davis tipping pitches?
Sure.
You know,
multiple things could have happened.
Anything, yeah.
0-2 pitch is lofted down the left field line, foul. So may not find out what that was all about till after the game.
Well, anything to speed up the game, that's you know, good things for those things. But you know that anytime a runner in second is relaying signs, it's the problems with the catcher. It's not the hitter or the runner at second base. That means you as a catcher is doing something, and in light of what happened in Boston and some accusations about the Red Sox against the Yankees. So maybe there's a little bit more, but I mean, all you have to do as a catcher is change signs. You should be able to change signs even every batter. You have things that you can do. And he may have gone to the mound to change the signs, and then had a comment on his way back about maybe something that Chris Davis was doing. But see, Chris has his hands on his knees, which sometimes is an indication of something going on, but I don't believe anything is.
Good fastball by Skaggs, and Canna strikes out. Now let's listen. Listen in closely and hear the umpire.
Running in the 8th position, second baseman, number 1, Franklin.
I know, I was here. No, I'm trying to control it. I'm going to have to come in.
Well, he did say something about stealing signs initially.
Yeah.
So 2 away with 2 on, and here's Barreto. It's one of the great baseball controversies, sign stealing. It's been going on for, well, who knows? You know better than I.
A long time. I mean, I played with some guys who were experts.
Sure.
And you know, and again, it's the fault of the catcher. If you make them so simple. And I remember the late Dean Chance would tell me, I give multiple signs. He'd call me out, give me one sign. I don't care if they know or not.
Sure.
But you know, if you give one sign, a lot of times you'll use a second sign with a runner on second. It's very easy to pick up if you're the center runner at second base. You look in, you get a sequence. You tell the guys in the dugout. Next guy gets a second. He sees the same sequence. He confirms it. You got him. I mean, but the catcher can control the whole thing.
And that one off Gratterall, and it rolls toward the on-deck circle, so the runners move up. So it is a major wild pitch. So second and third now, 2 outs with the count.
I thought it maybe hit his foot, but he backed off just enough, and off to Gratterall's left arm caused the ball to elevate that much.
But Ray, I've had a lot of fans ask me about sign stealing, and they say, so they really go through all of that just to get a sign? And I was like, yeah. It's a big deal.
Absolutely. Well, even, and I was talking to Chip Hale, and I can say this because in Oakland, where the manager stands in the dugout, he can conceal himself. But in Anaheim, Chip was doing the signs to the catcher.
Sure.
Because there is a thought maybe, and I've seen at times where you have somebody on the bench, say the manager and bench coach, both of them give them signs. So as somebody trying to pick them up, you don't know which one's true. It's like the president when he goes on his
which car is
which car is he in, you know, the motorcade, you know, and airplanes, the whole thing. But you know, that's part of the game. Joe Nosek was the best I ever saw. Joe Nosek, I mean, it was scary. He could pick up everything. And you see pitch outs. How do you know he's going to pitch out and run? Because he could steal the sign. But again, it can be resolved so easily. And there should never be a confrontation between players.
3-2 pitch, good fastball from Skaggs, 95 miles an hour. So the A's strand a pair. Skaggs has 5 strikeouts in the first 2 innings.
Kids 14 and under on the field after most Sunday home games to run the same bases that the players do. Presented by Southern Health, proudly caring for Northern California, birthplace of pioneers.
Top of the third, no score. Sean Manaea back to work as he faces Eric Young Jr., who's getting a start in center field today. Young hits one up the middle, and that's a base hit. And he's a very speedy runner, so moving the runner comes into play with a leadoff single from Eric Young.
Just goes to show you that with the American League and the designated hitter, the 9th spot in the lineup is a hitter versus a pitcher, and this is a difference. And I think you've said it too many times, partner, that you look at the bottom of the order they get on, it just accentuates offense, because you don't expect a lot of times with the bottom part of the order, but speed. And the Angels in that 0-2 season had Sean Figgins and David Eckstein 9-1. Yeah, they seemed like they were on base all the time. Next thing you know, first and third, you got second place hitter driving somebody in.
That's right. The leadoff hitter in your lineup is only guaranteed to be the leadoff hitter in an inning one time.
That's right. One time. And here you have essentially Eric Young Jr. is a leadoff hitter, and he's hitting 9th.
Phillips grounded out to third to open up the ball game. Phillips is 3 for 13 in this series. A little bit outside. In between innings, Ray, Mike Everett, the home plate umpire, and Bob Melvin had a fairly lengthy conversation, and was maybe Bob wanted to know exactly what was going on.
Well, what was going on was not illegal. I mean, if it's as legal as long as the rule stipulates no electronics can be used, which is what happened back on the East Coast. Applegate.
That's amazing. If you really stop and think about it, that they were using Apple Watches.
But the amazing thing how quickly it could go from the clubhouse, on the phone, in the dugout, to the players. I mean, maybe that's why the games take so long, because that's the time in between pitches. They're relaying the signs.
Yeah,
it's something.
Somebody came up with a pretty good idea.
That's right. Oh, first move.
There goes. The throw to second base is just a little bit late, and indeed it was a good jump by Eric Young.
Still almost got him, Garneau, with a very quick release. Good strong throw, but when the runner goes, as soon as the pitcher, watch this, takes off, and Manaea uses a slide step, but that's a straight steal, and Phillips taken all the way, and the throw right on the bag. Good reception by the second baseman. That's how close it was at second. Barreto doing a good job.
The pitch was called a strike, so the count is 2-1. Phillips chases the pitch, 2-2.
To be honest, I thought he'd be bunting. Trying to hit the ball to the right side and still has another chance, but 2-1. He did attempt to bunt with the first pitch that was outside. But to your point, many times you're a right-handed hitter, you see the runner get a huge jump and you have a strike to give up, take the pitch, let him get it there, and rather than be hitting with the runner in scoring position versus at first base. That's what Phillips did.
Swing and a miss as Phillips chased a couple of bad pitches in that at bat, and it's a very unproductive at bat, so he's 0 for 2.
Yeah, it's a little surprising as far as this pitch was supposed to be inside, way outside.
Number 27.
You know, there's a case where maybe Phillips knew where the location was, because Garneau set up way inside, and then he flailed to the ball. And you know, one of the things a runner at second base can indicate location. And hitters would like to know location. And if Phillips knew the pitch was supposed to be inside, is that far out, maybe that's why he swung as wildly as he did. A lot of gamesmanship going on in this game so far. We're in just the third inning. Whoa.
I got my eye on the Angels announcers, making sure they're not stealing anything from our booth.
This is Phillips, and not one pitch was inside where it's supposed to be, but it turned out to be great for Sean Manaea. Thanks, Goobies.
Well, Victor's got his sunglasses on. Gooby does not. See, there could be something there.
I think Gooby's waiting to put on.
It is today. It's
Gooby's ready to put on his Jaworski jersey. Jaworski, Jaws, the football.
See, you gonna tell me those two aren't up to something? Look at the guy on the right. Huh? They're up to something.
Right, Gooby's eye got its head in his computer.
Probably an Apple Watch sitting right there. See?
It was an Apple.
They know what we're gonna say before we say it.
Yeah,
we're on to you guys.
That's right, Jose.
What a surprise, huh? Standing right next to the manager.
See, he just looked at him.
Yeah,
he just looked at it. He's probably saying, is this going to be another 4-hour game?
Can't get anything by us up here in the booth. We're joking about it. It's probably true.
There'd be some writer writing about it. Yeah. Talking to you after the game. Hey, Kai, you got a couple of minutes?
No. I don't talk on Wednesdays.
Well, do you pitch to Mike Trout with first base open? Take your chance with the 28 home run hitting Upton in the on-deck circle. Mike Trout's pretty special. He'll take his walks, which he already has 14 consecutive games.
Young running is not out of the question either.
That's true. Trout gets on, definitely not out of the question. They both would attempt it.
So Barreto keeping a close eye on Eric Young at second base. Trout fouls it back.
One thing Manaea does, he did it to C.J. Cron in the first inning. Struck him out, but he quick pitched him. And that's when he had a runner on. And sometimes it's good that out of the stretch, C.J. Cron got the pitch that he ended up swinging and missing. But sometimes when you are in the stretch, as Sean Manaea, he'll lift the leg or he'll go slide step, even with a runner at second, which gets the ball to the plate a little quicker.
And it's outside. Trout walks for the second time. So 2 walks, 3 strikeouts for Manaea. And the hitter will be Justin Upton.
Well, he's gone 3-2 to Trout twice, and both times he's gone slow, soft. Slider first time, changeup last time. That's why his on-base percentage is very high. Like Trout.
So here's Upton, who struck out swinging in the first inning. Upton is 2 for 9 in this series. He's walked 3 times, scored a couple of runs. First pitch is tapped up the third base line. Chapman grabs it, but it's a foul ball. He did everything he could. He fielded it with his foot on the bag, which is pretty smart.
That's great. And then a flat-footed throw across the diamond, perfectly thrown to Olsen. But he is a heads-up player. Ball just in foul territory, but he caught it just in case it was called fair. And there's your perfect throw.
So 0-1 the count to Upton with C.J. Cron waiting in the on-deck circle. Straight away in the outfield. Blocked by Garneau.
First couple of innings, Matt Chapman had 3 assists, also a ground ball back to the pitcher. When you have a left-handed pitcher, predominantly right-handed hitting lineup, you're going to get a lot of balls to the left side of the infield. And not a bad left side of the infield to have if you get all the ground balls the A's hope to get.
Fastball right there. Upton took it, maybe looking for something else. Ton of speed on the bases with Young and Trout.
Big block and a hard slider. Just go with it, anticipate it, move to the left, get the glove down. Nice block by Garneau. Does a very good job behind the plate. Very soft and catching the ball. Throws nicely.
2-2 pitch is popped up out in front of home plate. Garneau shading his eyes a little bit, and he grabs it.
That was a great when you see the umpires throw up their arms. Infield fly rule. That's a big pitch too. Didn't get the double play, but big hitters out.
Now batting, number 24.
So with 2 outs, here's C.J. Cron. Cron struck out to end the first inning. Cron has 15 RBIs in his last 7 games. First pitch is hit to Chapman on the backhand. He's got it. Long throw across the diamond, right there, side retired. 2 Angels are stranded. Bottom of the 3rd coming up. Garneau to lead it off. No score.
Xbox One, PS4, iOS, and Android. Enjoy fast-paced pick-up-and-play MLB action-packed with all your favorite MLB teams, players, ballparks, and much more. Your breakout MLB season is here. You better come ready to play. Learn more at rbigame.com.
So bottom of the 3rd, no score between the A's and the Angels. Last matchup of the year between these 2 teams. The Angels lead the season series 12-6. So for the Athletics, 58-80 now on the year with this very difficult 8-game losing streak they're trying to shed. These are 37-33 here at home. And they will have 23 games left after today. Oh, 0-2 to Dustin Garneau. And a nasty breaking ball. So that's the good Skaggs curveball. So he now has 6 strikeouts, and we've seen a pretty live fastball, and this is that good curve.
And that's a good curve down out of the strike zone. And you know what's interesting, kind of, ever since Gratterall went out in Canada's at bat, he struck out 3. So I don't know if they changed signs. Of course, with Canada hitting as well as Moretto, that was with the runner at second base. But whatever, he's got a good curveball, and he's showing it, just like Heaney in Anaheim threw more curveballs than they had anticipated he would throw.
Marcus Semien struck out in the first. He's had a couple runners on in the second inning, could not get him home. Fastball on the outside corner, first strike, 2-1. The longest Skaggs has pitched in a game this year, 7 innings. He's done it twice. That was very early in the year.
If he does that again, that's going to mess up the 6 pitchers being used, unless they could use 6 in the last 2 innings. You know, 1 batter per hitter.
Yeah, well, 14 of them out there. I think they're all down there now.
I thought, yeah, because that last wave just went down about 5 more guys.
Eric Young in center field goes back now, trots in, and he makes the catch.
If you remember in the early 90s when the movie Angels in the Outfield came out.
It's filmed right here,
It's
right?
filmed right here, and the Angels actually they wanted to have the visiting clubhouse set up as the Angels clubhouse. So the September call-ups came in. They said they do this at every park. They make the clubhouse look like it's the Angels clubhouse. But they were doing the movie, and Tony Bruce and his family were doing the little wave suite. But
were you in the movie?
No, I was not. No, I was not. I just remember it was filmed right here. But the funny thing was seeing the Angels or the visiting clubhouse, and it was all decked out just like it was an Angels home clubhouse. And I said, wow, this is amazing.
Pinder is hit by a pitch with 2 outs. Got him with what looked like a breaking ball.
Did he shoot a snake eye at it? Breaking ball in the tip of the left foot.
Designated hitter, number 25.
Looked like he got his left foot, and he raised his back leg.
So the third base runner for the A's comes with 2 outs here in the third. As Ryan Healy steps in. First pitch to Healy is a fastball right there for a strike.
Now this is what Ryan Healy did, and right here at the Coliseum. It did not take long for it to get out. Ryan Healy, his 2nd home run of the season. 1-0 fastball. Hey, Voter. Triggs and Plouffe and all kinds of guys. That was Andrew Triggs going 5 2/3 in the game.
He's won that game 5-1.
Yes, he did. Andrew Triggs, and he's had hip surgery. He's going to be back in time. Came in for the team photo yesterday, rehabbing. He'll be ready to go by spring training. And then if you're going to have surgery, you want to make sure that you plan it so that you are ready for spring. You don't want to have it so late that you end up going into the next season. Especially that kind of a surgery. None are any good, but kind of figure out the rehab time. Arizona and Mesa, the Monterey complex is outstanding for the rehab, especially when it's 115 degrees.
Sweat it out.
Ted Polakowski in charge all year round down at Mesa, Holcomb Park.
And an off-speed pitch. Healy strikes out. So 7 strikeouts in 3 innings for Tyler Skaggs. No score as we head to the 4th. Show me the Oakland A's in your X1 voice remote to get live stats on your TV. Change the way you experience TV with Xfinity X1. Hot wings. Hot dogs. I like wings. You like wings?
I love wings.
Do you like them really hot?
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah. Do the food trucks, anybody? Because, you know, Caleb Listenage brought some cookies up yesterday. I said, what about the food truck? She said, we don't hear you out there. See, it's a radio. So I said, if we don't have it before this homestand's over, we definitely have the last homestand. So we need to maybe insert the TV for audio out there so they can hear me beg.
Hear me beg. Sounds like a song. So you like them hot, though?
Yeah, that's good.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I like
Sweat a little bit?
Yeah. Don't have to put any hot sauce on your body. You just eat, and it just comes out of your pores.
I like it.
Yeah. No, hot wings are good. Food trucks are great.
That guy had a good plate full right there.
What was Sooty's song? Ain't too proud to
beg.
To beg.
That's. I think you're absolutely perfect there, right?
Yeah.
Bounced foul. Count remains 2-2 to Andrelton Simmons. Calhoun and then Pennington for the Angels here in the 4th inning. Angels with a base runner in the 1st. A 1-out double in the 2nd. A couple of base runners in the 3rd, but Manaea has worked his way out of it. And this one is driven towards center. Canna hustling into right center field, and he makes the catch for out number 1. And let's check in with Angela.
Well, Daniel Mengden is back for the 2nd time this season, and he's scheduled to start in the 2nd game of Saturday's doubleheader against the Houston Astros. And I spoke to Daniel before the game, and he's excited, and he's been working on getting better every day, perfecting his pitches. It's the first time the Astros will see him this year, and he was born and raised in Houston, and he told me that his family is lucky and their home is okay, but some of his friends were displaced. One good friend of his had to scuba dive into their home to recover their things. He's admired the resiliency of the community, and he's helped out as well with relief efforts. Of course, just showing up to Saturday's game to watch Daniel, fans will be helping as the A's are donating $1 for every ticket sold to relief efforts. Guys, back to you in the booth.
All right, so good work by Daniel Mengden, and again, he's got game 2 on Saturday.
Right. Yeah, he was signed by the Astros, traded to the A's from Houston, and growing up in Houston area. So that game televised back to his hometown, that Saturday game.
Marcus Semien waiting. He's got it, 2 away. So all the probables for that 4-game series, pitching probables, here they are. On Friday, Colin McHugh and Jarrell Cotton. Saturday, game 1, Charlie Morton, Daniel Gossett. Game 2, Brad Peacock, Daniel Mengden. And then on Sunday, Dallas Keuchel and Kendall Graveman. So all games will be on NBC Sports California, including that doubleheader on Saturday.
And you'd have to think that it's set up for Keuchel to pitch game 1 of the division series.
Makes sense.
Followed by Verlander, because Verlander's scheduled, or at least 5th day, would be Sunday. But as we have talked about, the Astros are going to be playing in the division series against somebody. And they could set their rotation, going right down to the wire.
Verlander made his first start last night for the Astros in Seattle. He pitched well. He got the win. He went 6 innings. Gave up 1 run, had 7 strikeouts.
Was his fiance there?
She was.
Yeah.
She was cheering hard. Good for her. So Verlander now 11-8 with a 3.74 ERA. And he said he was a little bit nervous, which is good. I like to hear that. Excited to be with his new team, it sounds like.
You know, you come up through an organization, you're staying there, you've got a no trade, which means if you don't want to leave, you don't have to. And then you know that you're being acquired by a team that's trying to take it all the way to the end, pitch in the World Series. I'd say there's some added pressure, which it is good to have a little nervousness, because I think maybe, I don't think complacency is going to happen for somebody like him when he pitches, but still, to be able to go to a new club where it's expected for you to perform, to help them win it all. And probably a lot of fans, a lot of people around the country pulling for the Astros, just like they did for the Yankees in 2001 after a horrible 9/11. I think they probably liked the Astros a little better than they did the Yankees.
Probably.
But, you know, still they were. Mel Stoudemire talking about how the hated Yankees were loved by a lot of people during that period of time.
Line drive right center field, and that's a base hit. Pennington rounds the bag at first, and he makes a big turn, and Pennington goes back to first as Pinder cut that ball off in the gap. And Pinder has such a great arm, and I think the scouting report is already out on Pinder that he has a terrific arm.
You know, the one thing, and you watch Pennington, former Athletic, but this ball hit the right center, but he was thinking too, there are 2 outs. But if you run hard to first base, it takes a play like that to maybe keep you at first base. And it was a great play by Pinder to his right, goes to his slide, the knees popped up quickly, and a strong throw in to second base. So that 90 feet that Pennington did not get is huge, but at least he was thinking about the extra base, but had to stop at first.
So with 2 outs and a runner at first, Juan Graterol hits for the second time. He grounded out to Chapman in the second. Graterol is the 8th place hitter for the Angels. He hits that one foul right side. Good day for souvenirs. Plenty of room to roam around today.
Get a ball, you give an autograph. That's pretty good.
Pennington leaning a little bit. Chapman's got it. He'll throw to first. No problem. Side retired. Bottom of the 4th coming up for the A's. It'll be Davis, Olsen, and Chapman. No score. Today is Roberto Clemente Day around the major leagues. He played 18 seasons all with the Pirates. He was an All-Star 15 times, won a couple of World Series championships, including 1971 where he was the World Series MVP, 12-time Gold Glove winner, 4-time batting champion, one of the great people in Major League Baseball. Great humanitarian, but unfortunately that's how he lost his life.
Yeah. He got his 3,000th hit in the winter. He's killed in a plane crash.
Roberto Clemente.
Had the privilege of being behind home plate in '70 when he was in the All-Star game in Cincinnati. I said, you can't hit that way. You can't fly open that way.
Unbelievable.
But he could. He was a great hitter. Many say that Of course, great Jackie Robinson's 42 is retired. They're saying that 21 should be retired. All across baseball, similar to that of 42. There is Clemente's number 21. And a lot for the Hispanics. And tell you what a player he was. He could, I mean, he's a 5 tool if there ever was one.
Hit well to right field. Calhoun going back, turning around, and that baby is gone.
Wow.
Right at the top of the out-of-town scoreboard, Chris Davis has home run number 39.
Well, if you think that's rare, it is. Only the 4th of the year against a left-handed pitcher. Not surprising, it goes to the opposite field. Another line drive. Pitcher was left up. You know, you think about the late great Roberto Clemente. Chris Davis has that type of swing where he opens the left side and uses the whole field, and that ball was a bullet. Right at the top, on the ledge, right below the R in Oracle. Indeed, a home run. Nothing to argue about that. So number 39 for Chris Davis.
And the A's have a 1-0 lead. So 39 homers, 98 RBIs now for Chris Davis as he takes over the American League lead in home runs.
Well, it's a fastball. It's up, it's away, and it's gone. And right below the R. What a great shot. So we got all those Emmy Award winners.
Tons.
Oh. I mean, you show the location. The next shot, you're going to show where it lands. Close up.
2-1 to Matt Olson, who fouled out in the 2nd inning. Olson takes a strike, 92 miles an hour from Skaggs. That's the A's 6th home run in this series. They now have 197 on the year. And there's a line drive and a base hit to right field. Homer and a single to open up the bottom of the 4th.
Well, every time that happens, that he gets a base hit or home run off a lefty for Matt Olson, he's just going to get better and better. And that's a breaking ball that did not get out as far as Gratterall and Skaggs wanted it. Stayed in the inner part of the plate. And Matt Olson, not a home run, a solid base hit on a hanging curveball.
So nobody out for Chapman.
Oh, now here we go again. Wow. What is going on here? Whatever. This is a one-way conversation at Chapman. I don't know. What if he just said hello to Gratterall?
He threw Chapman out.
Are you kidding me?
He just threw Matt Chapman out.
Wow. What is this about? Now, Bob knows probably heated because
interesting stuff here at the Coliseum today. So Matt Chapman has been thrown out of the game. So really the second time today there's been a little heated conversation. All right, let's check it out. So they issued a warning.
For what? How can you issue a warning when there's not a pitch?
Well, they kept chirping at each other.
Wow, that's ridiculous. Talk about a short fuse. I mean, if you're going to throw one out, you better throw the other out. I mean, because Gratterall is the one that took his mask off and started the issue. And it was probably Gratterall who went out and was upset at Canna earlier because he thought maybe that he was relaying signs. But I don't see how Mike Everett can throw one out.
Your attention, please.
And if he gets in and Gratterall's in his catching position, and then he gets up, takes off his mask, and starts talking to Chapman, and Chapman's ejected, that's not right. And you think about two guys have been ejected, two of the softest spoken guys on the team, Matt Chapman and Darren Bush, both ejected in the series. You could barely hear both of them.
Well, I think it's got to find out how it started when Chapman stepped into the box. And it could be that Mike Everett said, "That's enough, no more." Somebody kept talking.
And he's a crew chief.
So here's Renato Nunez, who steps in for Chapman. So Nunez immediately gets some action, and he comes in with a runner at first and nobody out. Nunez coming off the huge season in AAA. 32 home runs in 126 games for AAA Nashville. Outside, 1-1 the count.
Yeah, you go back to second inning. Chris Davis was on the wild pitch after Chapman walked there, both second and third, but that was maybe Chapman said something about he thought he was stealing signs.
Yep, Chapman was at second base when Canna was batting, and I'm sure that's what the conversation was about. Now the question is, when Chapman stepped into the box this time, who started the conversation?
Well, and I still say if they're stealing signs, it's on the catcher. It's not on anybody. You're not doing your job as a catcher if signs are being relayed from second base, whether they are or not. It's still your job to make sure they're not.
Nunez called out on strikes. So that's the first out here in the fourth inning. So this is when Chapman stepped into the box this last time. And Chapman starts talking to him. And Gratterall's looking the other way. And he stays talking to him.
And then Everett got in the face of Chapman after he pushed Gratterall away. Hey, Gratterall did a good job because Matt Chapman had 5 ground balls from Anaya, and we don't know how Nunez is going to do, but Chapman, you take a Gold Glove third baseman out of the lineup in the 5th inning, 4th inning, then that's a huge change.
So 1-0 the count to Mark Canna. Canna struck out in the second inning. It just looked to me like Chapman started that conversation, and I think Mike Everett probably said, "That's it, stop." And Chapman said something again, and Mike Everett had kind of had enough.
His way of resolving is throw him out.
One and one the count to Canna. A Chris Davis home run led off this inning. And now the count 1-2. So Renato Nunez will take over at third base.
I have a question. If an umpire warns both benches about a verbal altercation, what's the consequence? I mean, it's not like a pitch is thrown inside. So how do you justify going forward If somebody says anything out of the ordinary, do you automatically eject him?
Well, I think he's probably thinking if anybody decides to retaliate by throwing at somebody, that
but I've
will
never
throw him out.
I don't think I've ever seen a warning after a verbal confrontation.
Yeah, I think he's probably concerned that if signs are being stolen, that somebody's going to get thrown at, which really does happen occasionally. But he did warn both benches. Pitch fouled straight back just below us. See, I think with Applegate, everybody's just really a little edgy right now.
I agree.
The sign stealing. Hard breaking ball, and it's 2-2.
So do you have some enforcer that goes in every dugout and checks people's arms and watches and electronics?
2-2. Reaches for it, pokes it foul. So good battle here between Skaggs and Canna. Another foul ball. This one right into the A's dugout. And Gratterall's going to come out and chat with Skaggs. So an 8-pitch at bat so far. Franklin Barreto is the on-deck hitter. So another 2-2 pitch. Here it is. And another foul ball. Straight back. So another 2-2 pitch coming up to Mark Canna. And now full count. So Olson is the runner at first. And it's a balk. Skaggs dropped the ball. So the A's will take it as they get a runner in scoring position.
Balkins was called.
Surprised it doesn't happen more often. On the rubber. Yeah, the guys rotate the ball in their hands behind their back. That one he just see
like that.
Like that. Trying to get the grip. Well, just put the ball in the glove where you want the grip. He just dropped the ball and he does that.
He's going to keep doing it. 3-2 pitch is popped up to the right side where C.J. Cron waits. Cron makes the catch, and that's the second out. So long at bat, and it ends up Canna popping out to first, and here's Barreto looking for a 2-out hit.
Now batting second baseman, number 1, Franklin Barreto.
Barreto struck out in the second inning. Came up with runners at second and third and 2 outs. So another RBI opportunity. Rolled foul. First pitch breaking ball from Skaggs. 75 miles an hour. Chris Davis, a home run. His 39th of the year leading off this inning. Did he go? Yes, he did. Check with Scott Berry. Barreto trying to hold up.
He's aggressive on everything. Every pitch he sees, and almost the point you don't want to throw him a strike.
And he may not. Let's see. And a good breaking ball, and Barreto strikes out. That's 9 strikeouts for Skaggs, but the A's get a run. Chris Davis, number 39 on the year. So it's 1-0 as we head to the 5th. Gratterall explaining to everybody his side of the story with this, what looks like some controversy surrounding sign stealing. So everybody wants to know what's going on, and there's usually 2 sides to every story. So Renato Nunez is the new third baseman, with Chapman being thrown out.
Chapman had fielded 5 ground balls in the first 4 innings. Flawlessly.
So we'll see if that comes into play.
He got Gratterall twice. He said, "You think you're so good? You can't get the ball by me." Maybe he took offense to that. Who knows?
So 1-2 the count to Eric Young. Phillips to follow, and then Trout here, top of the 5th. Young takes low. Eric Young had a single and a stolen base in the 3rd inning, but he was stranded. 3 hits off Sean Manaea. He has walked 2 and struck out 3. straight back to the net. Angels will be off tomorrow, and then they will be in Seattle. Should be a good series. I like that shirt. So the Angels and the Mariners at Safeco this weekend. Every game's important now. Those teams fighting for the wild card. Angels are 32-28 against the American League West this year. They still have 6 games left with the Mariners. They have 3 left with the Texas Rangers. Also got 4 with the White Sox. Of course, the White Sox really struggling this year, so that could be an advantage for the Angels. Swing and a miss. Struck him out with a fastball. Strikeout number 4 for Sean Manaea.
And not a bad time to rear back and just throw a fastball, 4-seamer right down the middle. Then 91, and sometimes a hitter hit a mistake. That's as good a pitch to hit as any, but swung right through it.
Average fastball velocity last year, down a little bit this year, not a huge amount. I guess what you don't want is that to continue in a downward trend for 3 or 4 straight years, where it becomes a major issue.
Yeah, I'd like to think it would be better for Sean Manaea as he matures at this level.
Nunez can't get it. Simeon does. His throw to first is in time. Nice play by Marcus Simeon to throw out Brandon Phillips.
Catch it on the backhand and let it go across the diamond. And with Nunez cutting in front, fortunately did not get a glove on it and got out of the way, so Simeon had a clear path to throw across the diamond. Backhand, set, throw. Really no chance for a crow hop. Just got rid of it. Nice play by Olsen over at first. Manaea, another ground ball out.
So 2 outs for Trout, who takes a first pitch slider. Last year and this year for Sean Manaea, he was 7-9 last year, 144 innings. This year 9-9. Higher ERA this year. He's going to surpass his inning totals from last year. And he's going to have his first 3-up, 3-down inning of the ball game. So bottom of the 5th coming up. The A's leading 1-0. today with insider Scott Bear on NBCSportsCalifornia.com. Sunday to Sunday, the home of the authentic Raiders fan is NBC Sports California. So Raiders getting ready to roll into Tennessee on Sunday. Here in Oakland, the A's leading the Angels 1-0. Sweet look. I'm gonna get a pair of those. Nice. That's like,
never seen those before
either.
Guess you have to wear your hat backwards though. Bet BI's got a pair of those.
I feel like we need to have one of those.
BI's got some, I bet. Everybody's his closet sunglasses, huh?
Yeah. He wears them at night. They wrote a song about that. 1-1 to Dustin Garneau, who struck out in the third. A's leading 1-0 on a Chris Davis home run. 9 strikeouts in 4 innings for Tyler Skaggs, but Davis got him for a home run to right field. Skaggs has thrown 76 pitches in 4 innings. Threw a whole bunch in the 4th inning. That kind of jacked up that pitch total as Garneau lines it to the shortstop.
Season ticket memberships for the 2018 season are on sale as part of the A's new innovative program focused on increased benefits, flexibility, and discounts. Program rewards tenure and includes exciting discounts on concessions, eliminates ticket exchange limitations, and provides exclusive new experiences and events for members. Renew or purchase new season ticket memberships right now at athletics.com/2018.
Marcus Semien rips one down the left field line, and it is fair. Right on the chalk line. Picked up by Upton, and Semien has a 1-out double.
A very quick bat by Marcus Semien, and especially at the landed and just inside the line. Pitcher had to be hoping he's going to hook it. It's going to hook foul. Change up that he got, but it would not hook, and it stayed right down the line.
Now batting, right fielder, 18, Chad Pinder.
Might have been on the chalk.
Not close. Not quite. Wow.
That's chalk.
Marcus will take it. Here's Pinder. Pinder takes a fastball up and away. Pinder has struck out, and then he was hit by a pitch. Base hit left field. Here comes Upton. They're waving Semien around. The throw to the plate is late, and Semien slides in safe, and it's 2-0. So Pinder with a big RBI hit.
Well, there's a case of Steve Scarsone knowing how the ball was hit very hard in left field, and Marcus Semien could not break initially, similar to Trout last night. This time, though, with Upton, pretty strong throw to the plate. Quick tag by Gratterall, but there's your slide going around him. Chad Pinder able to drive in a run, and Marcus Semien with his speed able to beat the throw. Gratterall tried to hurriedly make the tag up the line, but he was already past him by the time he tried and missed the tag. Upton, pretty strong throw, just up the line a little bit. That's impressive on Upton's part.
So Pinder gets his 33rd RBI of the year. Meeting at the mound comes to an end.
I think Everett's got someplace to go today.
Keep it moving.
He's got it going.
So here's Ryan Healy, who has struck out twice, once looking and once swinging.
Ryan Healy, the on-deck circle, did a great job as he was in line with Semien coming down the line to tell him what to do, slide, which way to slide. That's the importance of an on-deck hitter. Not just stand in the on-deck circle, get up to the plate, because you have to be the eyes of the runner coming around to score. He cannot see. He's not going to turn around like some guys do. Kept running for the plate, and go back several years, if somebody had been at the plate for one slide, might have been a different story against the Yankees, but didn't happen.
Healy lost one toward right. Calhoun is right there, and that's out number 2. So Healy is 0 for 3, and that'll bring up Chris Davis. Here it is.
This is it, and that's as important as Elton's throw coming in. But watch Ryan Healy down, telling him slide, slide, and pointing in that direction. That's a great shot. Nice going, guys. That's a tremendous shot. But if the runner's coming in and he's not there doing that, you don't know what to do as a base runner, and you can get hurt not knowing what you're supposed to do. So very important job done very nicely by Ryan Healy.
First pitch to Chris Davis. Left center, this one's going to stay in the ballpark. Upton waits, and Upton loses it. And Pinder rounding third. Throw to the plate, not in time. It's 3-0.
Welcome
So
to
Upton
the
was fighting
Coliseum.
it, and he lost it.
That's a routine fly ball, but Chad Pinder did not take anything for granted. He knows the sun, how tough it is. He was running hard. He got to second. The ball is in the air, and once he dropped it, backing up was Young, but too late. No throw, and late all the way around, thanks to the hustle by Chad Pinder.
So it's an E7.
Just keep on running.
Now batting first baseman, 28, Matt Olson.
So it goes as an error, so no RBI for Chris Davis. The A's will take the run. It's 3-0. So here's Olson, who's 1 for 2.
Oh, try it again.
This one won't be easy. Upton coming in. It's Eric Young, and Eric Young runs a country mile, and he makes the catch.
I bet Upton didn't see it.
I don't know that he did either, and he was playing pretty deep. But a pretty nice recovery by Eric Young, helping out his left fielder. He's get a couple of runs. A little bit of an adventure in the outfield for the Angels. 3-0 as we head to the 6th. Bottom of the 5th, so 3-0. As Upton leads it off here in the top of the 6th. Sean Manaea has been pretty good so far. Angels have stranded 5 in the first 5 innings. Foul straight back. Good swing by Upton.
That's why Monday's game was so enjoyable for the players, because it was overcast, maybe because of the smoke in the sky, but no sun. That's what he has done today. Slider. Just 9 sliders that he's thrown today.
And the count 1-2. Yeah, it was much different weather on Monday. There's a few clouds today, but still it's a fairly bright sun. Upton probably feels like today would have been a good day to be the designated hitter. Mike Trout drew that lucky straw.
It's the bright sun, and it is a bright day.
Two pitch. Good take by Upton. Crone to follow, and then Simmons. Pitch number 89 coming up for Sean Manaea. Here it is, and it's tapped foul.
Pretty good hitter, Rod Carew. 29, number retired at Anaheim as well as in Minneapolis Twins. The Hall of Famer. It's the Rod Carew American League Batting Championship.
I like that.
Yeah,
I like that too. Fastball right there, and that is strikeout number 5. So Upton has struck out twice.
You know, you got a fastball to Mike Trout last inning. He popped him up, and of course 3-2 twice. He'd thrown him a changeup and slider. How about this? Just rare back fastball. He did it to Young last inning. Threw him a fastball 3-2. Upton 3-2 fastball. What a surprise! You get it out. But sometimes your most highest percentage pitch is one that.
So 1-0 to C.J. Crone. There's the 5 strikeouts.
And he hopes Sean Manaea takes a while before he gets 6, because he just finished 5.
Gotta be ready. 93 miles an hour, but a bit inside. So 2-0 to Crone.
Oh, wow.
That's a good tray right there.
Yeah.
Ice cream sandwiches.
Oof. You ever had the soft serve from the food trucks?
No, I have not.
We'll have to work on that next time.
All right.
It's a great dessert. They've got some nice sundaes.
Really?
Yeah, soft serve. I know you like soft serve.
I do.
Anything special like nachos or something? Because we'll,
no, I mean,
what do you like?
It depends what we're going to go. Are we going dessert-ish?
Well, no, we're going to go real food first and then dessert.
Really?
Yeah. We'll do the whole thing. I'll arrange it.
You got a lot of pull around here. I tell you what.
I just beg right.
All right, I'm ready. 3-1 pitch is a strike. 3-2. Crone thought he may have had ball 4, not to be. So the payoff pitch, here it is. Foul back, another fastball.
It's got a 3-0 lead. There's no reason, not to say that there's any reason ever to try to fool guys, but just throw fastballs and make them work their way on base instead of giving them a free pass. And that's what he's done so far, last inning and this inning.
And there's a line drive, base hit. Canna hustling over to cut it off, and he does. And Crone will stop at first. So Canna, that's a nice play. The ground probably a little harder out there than normal.
That's right.
And we've seen balls shoot past outfielders, but Canna took the right angle and was able to cut it off.
I think we saw Chris Davis on Monday, a ball that left center got hit hard and took off this one and slicing away from Canna, but at one hop and he got to it. Nice angle and done a good job playing center field. Last homestand against the Rangers, he was playing center or actually he was in left and Powell was in center, and they had a little miscommunication, but it found out later that Powell lost the ball in the sun and did not have enough time to let Canna know. But Canna's doing a very good job in center, and so EY, Eric Young Jr., make a play coming over from center field on left field, a better angle into the sun.
Andrelton Simmons is 0 for 2. This one's bounced to third, and the throw toward Barreto, and they get the out there, but it was not a real good feed to Barreto. Probably should have been a double play, but Nunez's throw took Barreto toward the runner.
Well, Barreto had to make sure he kept his foot on the bag, but that is a tailor-made. Kind of flipped the ball underneath, and as a result got some sink on it, and actually going into second was Crone in the direct lines, not like he deviated from the bag.
Number 56, Cole Calhoun.
So with 2 outs, Cole Calhoun steps up. Calhoun has a double and a pop out to short. So Calhoun is 4 for 12 in the series. Good first pitch breaking ball. Calhoun, the average at 248 with 17 home runs. And Olsen uses that 6'5" frame to reach up and grab it. Calhoun, his numbers last year, he hit 271 with 18 home runs and 75 RBI. So similar numbers, batting average a little higher last year. Had 35 doubles last year. This year he's got 19. There's the pitch breakdown for Minaya. 101 now. Pitches down and away. Sean Manaea has had 1 3-up, 3-down inning. That was in the 5th.
And the magical 100 pitch mark, and they're going to start getting some activity in the A's bullpen. 6 2/3 in Seattle. Could have probably gone 7. They took him out. But here, maybe if he can get 6, it's going to be enough today.
Swing and a miss. He strikes out Calhoun, and then a strikeout number 6 for Sean Manaea. So he's been good so far. 3-0 A's lead as we head to the bottom of the 6th.
He has done a great job today as he goes 6 innings. He strikes out 6 batters, and he has done a great job 8 ground ball outs, 4 fly ball outs, and the 6 strikeouts, and he just used everything, that fastball, and how about a changeup to finish it off, and maybe his final inning, final pitch of the day. If it is, pretty good one for Shaw. We'll see if it goes out for the 7th.
So bottom of the 6th, 3-0. The A's lead. Here's Nunez to lead it off. Nunez came in for Matt Chapman, who was thrown out of the game in the 4th inning. An unusual disagreement at home plate, and it ended up Mike Everett threw Chapman out of the game. That's Bud Norris starting to throw out in the bullpen. Nunez from Venezuela. Still just 23 years old. He's been around a long time. He can hit.
That's why he's a little disappointed, upset with the curveball that was called a strike to finish him. Let's first at bat.
A good swing there, fouls it straight back. Nunez was in the big leagues last year with the A's. He appeared in 9 games, 15 at bats. He was 2 for 15. 3-1 now, so he's in a hitter's count. Canada follow, and then Barreto. 3-1 pitch, broken bat grounder. Simmons backhands across the diamond, and that's out number 1. So here's what happened, if you didn't see it, in the 4th inning. So it looked like Chapman said something to Gratterall. Gratterall got up.
See, that's a quick hook. I mean, if you don't let them, they're going to argue, they're going to talk, that's fine. But come on, they're not coming to blows. You just want to try to end it. That's a horrible way to end something. Take an important player out of the game.
First pitch to Canna is a fastball a little bit outside. We think they were probably in disagreement about maybe some sign stealing, something like that. Missed again. 2-0 to Canna. Canna has struck out, and he has popped to first. And now 3-0. Skaggs has just 1 walk to go along with 9 strikeouts. And that's a strike. Fastball on the outside corner. Another pop-up right side. Calhoun, the right fielder, comes in, and he's got it. So 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And that'll bring up Barreto. Twins beat the Rays today 10-6 in St. Petersburg.
Now batting second baseman, number 1.
So right now the Twins and the Angels are tied for that second wild card spot. Dozier hit his 29th home run. You got to give the Twins a lot of credit. Remember last year they had 59 wins. They had the worst record in the major leagues last year. This year On September 6th, they're fighting for the second wild card spot. So they're having a nice season.
And Paul Molitor, the manager, the Hall of Famer, his contract is up at the end of this year. So the way they finish might determine his continuation as a manager.
Plus, they traded their closer,
How about that?
who made the All-Star team this year, Kinsler, and they traded Jaime Garcia, excuse me, who they traded for, and he made one start, and then they traded him. So even with that, the Twins are very much in it. One and two the count. The Rangers beat the Braves 12-8. Elvis Andrus hit his 20th. Mike Napoli hit his 29th. That's game one of a doubleheader. So could be a good day for the Rangers. They win game one. Barreto rolls it foul. Well, the Rangers now 70-68.
And they will miss the big piece, third baseman Adrian Beltre, for a long time with a hamstring injury.
1-2 pitch to Franklin Barreto. Pop-up foul. Barreto has struck out twice. One game in the National League. The Cincinnati Reds beat the Brewers 7-1. The Brewers right in the thick of everything, but they just got swept in Cincinnati. So that's not good. Another roller foul. Well, the Brewers lose a half a game. That's the National League wild card. Milwaukee and St. Louis now 3 behind Colorado for the second spot. In the National League Central, the Brewers are now 4 games behind the Cubs. Those two teams, the Cubs and the Brewers, still play 7 times this year, including 3 this weekend in Chicago, but you don't want to have to sweep because that's probably not going to happen. But at least the Brewers will have their chance against the team they're chasing, the Cubs.
That, like St. Louis and Chicago, pretty good rivalry, just up down the freeway from Milwaukee to Chicago.
Two pitch, just missed. Skaggs looks away. He thought it was a strike.
Barreto just kind of froze, waiting. What are you going to call? I'm not. He thought Barreto, the way he reacted, like he thought it was a strike. Or maybe he was upset that Gratterall complained about it not being a strike.
Calhoun slides over, waits, he's got it, and Tyler Skaggs has a 3-up, 3-down inning. We are through 6 from the Coliseum. 3-0 the A's lead.
on NBC Sports California is brought to you by Cal Football. The Bears take on Ole Miss and USC this September. Tickets at calbears.com.
So 7th inning, and the A's with a 3-0 lead behind Sean Manaea. Manaea's been good, and it's great to see Bob Melvin send him back out there. This is the best he's pitched in a while. Boog Powell comes into the game in center field, and Jed Lowry comes in the game at third base. Cliff Pennington to lead things off. First pitch, a slider for a strike.
Got right-handed Dull in the bullpen, and Sean Manaea scheduled to face switch right switch. And you're right. 108 pitches in his last start up in Seattle. Gave up the home run to Zunino. No home run so far today, which is good.
Pennington has reached on a fielder's choice and singled, so he's 1 for 2. Manaea trying to beat the Angels for the first time this year. He's 0-1 with a couple of no decisions.
The run scoring on an error was a big one, made it 3-0 instead of 2-0. Let's not forget they have the big boy on the bench, Albert Pujols. Whether or not he will hit, pinch hit, at least he's a threat to be there.
So 2-2 to Pennington. Gratterall and Young to follow. That one's down the left field line. It is foul. Not by a lot. Plenty of distance by Pennington. Pennington with a grand slam against the A's just a couple weeks ago.
Maybe that's why they want to bring the right-hander in and turn him around left-handed, because he hit the slam from the left side. Usually switch hitters have at least not as great numbers hitting from the right side, facing more righties.
So pitch number 109 coming up. Here it is. Very close, just missed.
So 115 against the Indians back on July the 16th, right after the break.
That's the most. Yeah. 108 is his second highest total, and that was in his last start. So another 3-2 to Cliff Pennington. And he misses badly, so it's a leadoff walk to Pennington. He's been on base all 3 times.
We talked about the fastballs, and one he threw to Eric Young, one he threw to Justin Upton, and that was a changeup. Threw a slider and a changeup to Trout and a changeup to Pennington.
So here's Gratterall. He's looking for a ground ball. Gratterall does not run very well.
He's hit 2 to third base in his first 2 at Platts.
It's this one well fouled down the right field line. Outfield defense is straight away for Gratterall. On deck, Eric Young, and then it flips over to the top of the order. Just foul, but well out in front. So 0-2. The Yankees and the Orioles were rained out today in Baltimore. See Ryan Dull, he's ready to go. They both have an off day tomorrow, so they will make up that game tomorrow. So the Yankees will stay in Baltimore a night longer than they thought. Gratterall fouls it back. So that's a very important game in the Eastern Division and in the wild card.
And you get it down the last month of the season. That's trying to get all the games in. Teams that are in contention, especially with the rainouts, they will play. And a good thing for the A's, they'll have to play Philadelphia and Detroit, a couple of clubs that aren't in contention. That's on the upcoming trip. Otherwise, the rest of the season for the A's, they're playing somebody meaningful.
Astros and the Mariners will play tonight. McCullers and Leake. Pitching matchup there. Indians look for their 14th consecutive win tonight in Chicago with Carlos Carrasco on the mound. He's 13-6. Another 0-2 pitch, and that is a little flare in the right field for a base hit. So the Angels making some noise here in the 7th inning. 2 on and nobody out. So Minaya at 116 pitches, and Bob Melvin is going to the bullpen. So Dahl is coming in it, but a good performance this afternoon for the big left-hander Sean Manaea. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and repair experts.
With an EPA estimated 30 highway miles per gallon. By Southwest, yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. By Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places. By AAA, get a free canvas backpack. Restrictions apply. Go to AAA.com/roadtrip or to a AAA branch for details. By the all-new 2017 Chrysler Pacifica. And by Xfinity. X1 will change the way you experience TV.
So 6+ innings today for Sean Manaea. No runs. The 2 runners on the bases are his responsibility. So the matchup now is Ryan Dull is going to face the pinch hitter Luis Valbuena. Dull is 2-2 with an ERA of 5.23.
Los Angeles batting for Oregon, number 18, Luis Valbuena.
So Valbuena steps in. 1 for 7 in this series, but that one hit, a 3-run homer.
And as a manager, bench coach, staff, you have to be on your toes with the matchups. During the regular season, 5 months, you kind of have an idea. You bring somebody in who might be pinch hitting. With all the call-ups, you got to look at the entire roster. By the way, Mike Everett was talking to Ryan Dull, and if you warn both benches and a reliever comes in, usually the umpire will alert him that in case you didn't realize, I warned the benches. And it's still surprising that on a verbal. But to your point about it could be retaliating by throwing, and so you warn both benches and takes care of that. Always in the umpire's discretion as to whether it's been intentional or not.
Well, that's the key. Yeah. I mean, a guy may zip one inside but not do it on purpose.
You can't take the inside part of the plate away. You're right.
1-1 to Valbuena. Just missed with a fastball, not by a lot.
Just off the plate, and So where the catcher catches it, where it crosses the plate usually is different, as that one indicated.
Brandon Phillips will be next. After Phillips, it's Trout. Again, a fastball outside. Now it's 3-1. So good again in this spot. Ryan Dull, remember, he was terrific at this last year. There's a strike, and now it's a full count. Pennington at second, Gratterall at first. Dull from the stretch, checks the rudders. Valbuena lofts one down the left field line, but foul. One hop into the seats.
That first 3-2 is a good location, fastball away, and Valbuena, who of course has the power to go to the opposite field, but that time he's opening up. Sure looked like he's trying to pull the ball into the seats.
Another 3-2. Here it is. And Valbuena swings at a pitch in the dirt.
Looking fastball, got a slider committed too soon. And that was a great call, and Justin Garneau called it, and that's a great pitch. He threw it hard like it was a fastball. Instead, he pulled the string. He's in the dirt. Nice block. Keeps a double play in order. Get a big strikeout. Same time.
He missed that by about 12 inches.
Yep.
So here is Brandon Phillips. Phillips is 0 for 3. He has grounded out twice and struck out. First pitch, a strike. Phillips is now 3 for 15 in this series. He is 6 for 30 as a member of the Angels. Pennington dives back in just to make sure. Again, outfield straight up for Phillips. Get good power to all fields. And this one's popped up down the third base line. Garneau has it 2 away. This took a little bit off.
Now that's an infield fly rule called again, but if fair, that was foul. But
now batting,
it was a nice slider again thrown by Ryan Dull to get the pop up. Just doesn't get any easier with Trout hitting second.
So Trout has walked twice and he has popped to second. Huge spot in the game. First pitch is a strike. If you get Trout here, you may not have to face him again.
That's right.
For the rest of the year.
He threw a slider to Valbuena, struck him out. A slider to Phillips to pop him up, and a first pitch slider to Trout after fastball was missed outside to Valbuena. So good slider so far, and see if he stays with it.
And that was a pretty good slider and a good take by Trout. So 2 for 8 with a couple of walks versus Dull in his career. And that one is popped into the air, left center field. Davis waiting, and Davis makes the catch. Side retired. So Trout skies with the left center. And a nice job by Ryan Dull. 7th inning stretch coming up. 3-0 the A's lead.
Is brought to you by Max Muscle Sports Nutrition and its 30 NorCal locations. Professional health and nutrition advice available for all ages.
So 3-0 the A's lead, trying to salvage the final game in this series. Bottom of the 7th inning. So when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and repair experts. As Bud Norris comes in. He's back from the disabled list and added to a crowded bullpen. Norris has closed some for the Angels this year. He's got 19 saves.
Maybe just bringing him back. They have the option. Blake Parker has been closing. But you're right, Bud Norris, the starter, then to the bullpen, and so many injuries to the bullpen of the Angels, and has been Revere in center field. You know, Ryan Dull has been called the janitor, and he just proved why.
Yep.
And it's a compliment. His janitorial work is very hard. Coming in with first and second, nobody out is hard, and that's why the skipper gave him that nickname, and he proved it in the top of the 7th.
So Garneau to lead things off against Bud Norris. Simeon to follow, and then Pinder. Fastball away. Bud Norris was on the disabled list with some right knee inflammation. Nice. Driving the big wheel. Look at that. Driving the semi.
Now the drop was missing from the beverage.
See, that guy's having more fun than all of us. He ought to come up to the booth and do an inning with us. Oh, 1-2 to Dustin Garneau. Make it 1-1 to Dustin Garneau. Stays high. Fouls it back, kind of an emergency swing by Garneau. breaking ball. So Norris strikes out the first batter he faces. And here is Angela.
Well, gates open at 11:05 for Saturday's doubleheader against the Houston Astros. The second game will start approximately 45 minutes after the first game concludes. And 10,000 lucky fans will be receiving this A's fidget spinner. And as you can see, it's got the logo. It's pretty sweet, something fun to keep you busy in between the games. The Piedmont Choir will be out doing the national anthem, and Little A's local youth presented by Bank of America will also be out as well. Lots of fun baseball this weekend at the Coliseum, so come and join us. Guys.
Nice play by Brandon Phillips. You know what? We're going to be here for both games.
Now batting right fielder.
Yeah, I got to get a couple of those fidget spinners. They're popular now, younger folks. Yep.
That's it, huh?
Very popular. That's the thing to have right now. Fidget spinner.
I'm trying not to drop it.
Yeah, be careful. It's fun stuff.
I can see you doing that right here.
Sure.
Between games.
Why not? 45 minutes between games. The good old days when Ray Fosse played, it was 15 minutes. Let's go.
That's right. Didn't even change uniforms.
Nah.
Didn't even have a snack. Cup of coffee, let's go.
Let's go. Just a cup of coffee?
Yeah.
Come on, Ray. Which pot did you reach into?
Oh, come on. What are you talking about, man? Jeez. What are you insinuating? It's Venezuela.
I'm just teasing.
I know you are.
It's only one pot of coffee.
I'd like to have a do-over when your brother hit his home run so I could see it.
I know. Can't believe you missed it.
I know.
Everybody thought it was a strike except Chad Pinder and the most important guy, Mike Everett.
Oh, yeah.
Now we're talking.
Pizza? Is that a personal? Maybe we'll have food trucks. How about that?
That's totally up to you. A good take by Pinder. 2-2 the count.
Every time I say food trucks, Joe just says, yeah, yeah. He's on a diet, though, so I don't know if he can have those nachos covered in.
We'll eat his. Swing and a miss. So Norris has a good inning, couple of strikeouts, and we are on to the 8th. A's 3, Angels nothing. NBCSportsCalifornia.com and the NBC Sports app, presented by your Northern California Honda dealers. 3-0. It's the top of the 8th inning. Ryan Dull, a terrific job in the 7th. Came in with 2 on, nobody out. Got 3 straight outs, including Mike Trout, and he's back out there for the 8th. Upton, Crone, and Simmons are the 3 scheduled hitters.
Sometimes a hitter just misses a pitch and you're very happy, and I think Mike Trout just missed a pitch and the A's were extremely happy.
That's Sam Mole warming up, the lefty. Strike with a slider that hung a little bit, but Upton could not pull the trigger. So Dull ahead in the count, and a fastball fouled straight back. Upton is 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts and a costly dropped fly ball in the outfield. That would have been the 3rd out, but the A's got a run out of it.
If it was like it is right now, he'd have caught it.
Yep, you're right. It's a little
just
overcast.
No sun, yeah.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out. So the tough afternoon continues for Upton. He strikes out for the 3rd time.
Well, another hard slider, and started and just kept breaking and broke a little bit down as well as away. Good location. There's the pitch. There's a slider. The next mower just starts to rotate. Excellent break.
So with 1 out, here's Crone. Crone takes a fastball inside. So Hatcher joins Mole out in the A's bullpen. Day off tomorrow for the A's, so if a guy needed to face 1 extra hitter, probably could. A's bullpen in game 1 of the series, 7 2/3 innings. Last night, 5 innings, so a combined in the first 2 games of the series, 12 2/3 innings. Angels, on the other hand, in the first 2 games, a combined 14 2/3 innings. So obviously, a lot of bullpen work in the first 2 games. Not quite as bad today. Broken bat, shallow right field. Pinder's not going to be able to get there. So Crone, 2 more hits.
In a galaxy right off the 880, the A's launched the final fireworks of the year Saturday, September the 23rd for Star Wars Fireworks Night. Come as your favorite Star Wars character and enjoy the game versus the Rangers. Log on to athletics.com/fireworks for details. Should be a fun night. Stoffer's going to be dressed up in his favorite character outfit.
Oh, here's the bad guys.
I'll figure it out before then. If not, just bring Jack out, okay?
That's right. And that's the final homestand of the season. Rangers and the Mariners. Final home game of the season will be Wednesday, September 27th, and then the A's finish with 4 against the Rangers down in Arlington. That's right, taking care of little sister. What a great shot. Oh, 0-1 to Andrelton Simmons, who's 0 for 3. That's a strike, and it's 0-2. See the difference between brother and sister, and then 2 brothers. Oh man,
looked like Brian got the boy in the.
That's a penalty.
Red basket.
Hey, when you're the smaller brother, sometimes you have to resort to questionable tactics.
Yeah, payback. just imagine if little brother becomes bigger than the big brother, age-wise, size-wise.
Right now he's feeling bigger. I know that. That one is rolled just foul. Lowry could not get it, but it ends up being a foul ball.
Lowry played some third at Houston when Correa joined the club. Lowry was on the DL. Correa came up, shortstop. He'll be there forever. Jed moved over to third. Comfortable playing all three positions. Shortstop at Boston, did a lot of there. Staying healthy with the Athletics, though, and that's the key.
Lowry scoops that one, fires to second for one, on to first, not in time. C.J. Cron went in hard to Franklin Barreto. So a nice play by Lowry at third.
Oh, the scoop, the feed, everything good there. Good feed. And Barreto, I'll tell you what Lowry does, and you brought it up where he comes across the bag. They're taking a look to see if there's interference, I think, maybe on Cron going in the way he did.
Nothing wrong with that slide.
No, nothing wrong with it. But if he had come across the bag to get the throw and then across his body, wouldn't have to worry about C.J. Cron coming in. So he just stepped over him, but because he did that, he overthrew and threw to the right.
So when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and repair experts. Mole coming in to face Calhoun.
Breast Cancer Awareness Day is presented by Sutter Health in support of this special day. The first 10,000 fans at the game receive exclusive pink ribbon A socks designed to raise awareness and support education and research in breast cancer prevention. Additional support comes from Comerica Bank, Chevrolet, Adina Water, Drake's Brewing, Nelson Staffing, and State Roofing. Bruce, I could see Bruce wearing those Sundays.
He likes wearing the funky socks.
Speaking of, maybe you're going to wear them.
I may.
You like those.
I would definitely wear those. Yeah. Here's Sam Moll.
He has one job, one batter.
Sam Moll getting an opportunity. Melvin putting him in tough spots. Seeing what he can do as he faces a good hitter in Cole Calhoun, who is 1 for 3. Simmons is the runner at first. First pitch is blocked by Garneau. So Ryan Dull goes an inning and 2/3. Gives up 1 hit, a couple of strikeouts. The hit he gave up to Cron, broken bat single to right field. Fastball for a strike at 90 miles an hour. Ben Revere is the on-deck hitter. Again, way outside. There's Albert Pujols on the bench. He's so red today where his knee's been bothering him a little bit.
It's also why Hatcher's probably loose just in case he comes up.
Good swing by Calhoun.
Which, if Calhoun could find a way to get on base with a couple outs, he may be the one coming up. I mean, I'm sure Mike Scioscia's going to wait until the possibility, if he is available at all. They may just be giving him 2 full days off. But if chance for one swing of the bat.
So 2-2 to Calhoun. A fastball hit down the left field line, well, foul. Simeon, the shortstop, playing up the middle. Powell, the center fielder, just a couple steps toward left center field. And that one is line fair, headed for the right field corner. Simmons can run. Pinder picks it up. Simmons is going to be waved around. He's going to score. Calhoun to third with a triple. So the Angels are on the board.
Well, in the 6th inning, when the double play was not turned, didn't hurt. This time, though, a double play looked like it was going to get the A's out of the inning, kept the inning alive, and Calhoun, who tripled on Monday, triples again in this at bat and scores Simmons from first base. So you got 2 guys that can run. Simmons is the guy scoring. And going into third base, Calhoun with another one.
So here's Ben Revere. Now Calhoun at third. Lowry comes in a step or 2 onto the grass. And the first pitch is outside. Tell you how unpredictable it can be playing the outfield. You saw that ball tonight with Pinder. It stayed in the corner. Yeah. Remember yesterday it rolled past him. Yeah, and he may have been thinking about that a little bit. This one settled in the corner and kind of stayed there. Just never quite sure how the ball's going to come off a wall, especially in a corner.
Yeah, and it's hard underneath the padding. The concrete, or at least hard pan, and last night it hit that and kept moving.
Yeah, see that little area underneath the padding, which is maybe 6 inches. If it hits that, it's going to shoot past you. But you don't know that till after it happens.
Exactly.
That's why it's not easy playing a ball out of the corner.
You know, it's a good point, because you could come out and work on playing the carry off the wall, but it doesn't matter because you can play it both ways, and you never know what's going to happen.
So 1-2 to Ben Revere. And Revere swings and misses at a slider side, retired. So a run on 2 hits for the Angels. We're going to the bottom of the 8th. It's now the A's 3 and the Angels 1.
authority of the Oakland Athletics and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Athletics Investment Group, LLC.
Here's our game summary for today, brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. 1-7-1 for the Angels, 3-5-0 for the Athletics. Skaggs was pretty good. Manaea was very good. Sean Manaea, 6 shutout innings. Chris Davis with another home run. He now has 39. A little controversy in the 4th inning when Matt Chapman was thrown out of the game. The A's 3 outs away from snapping this 8-game losing streak. So the new pitcher for the Angels is Keenan Middleton. Middleton faces Healy, Davis, and Olson here in the bottom of the 8th. An insurance run or two would not be a terrible idea.
A 4 or 5. I mean, if you really want to beg, I mean, just get a whole bunch.
Middleton, a very hard thrower. Healy 0 for 3 in the ball game. He's 1 for 8 so far in the series. That time Keenan took a little off. His fastball is pretty straight when he goes high velocity. Strike that time. Bud Norris goes an inning, couple of strikeouts, back from the disabled list. He could be an important addition to that Angels bullpen, even though he's only been on the disabled list he was only on for 10 days. There's a shot towards center. Revere plays it on a hop, and it kicks past him, and it goes all the way to the wall. It's picked up by Calhoun, and Healy's going to stop at second base. Revere just misplayed it. He was thinking about catching it, and then he missed it.
Yeah, when you get caught in between, bad things are going to happen, especially with the ground there. I mean, he can't try to use his body to block it. Did not happen. He's lucky that it was just a single and an E8 and a runner at second base versus a runner at third base. Time now for the Jeep drive of the game. Chris Davis with a solo home run to right field. That got the A's on the board back in the 4th inning. His 4th home run against a left-handed pitcher last year. It was 42. He had 10 against lefties, so 14 of 81 have been hit against lefties. Got a righty now, so perfect. Got his 40th against Matt Bush last year in Texas down the right field line. I think that was it.
0-1 the count to Chris Davis, and a fastball inside.
Take that back. It was Keeler. So he's way ahead of the game. This is only September the 6th.
Inside again, 2-1. Remember, Middleton is the guy who got Chris Davis to hit into that 4-6-3 double play to end the ball game on Monday. Davis hit a very hard ball right at Phillips. Came with a couple of runners on and 1 out. 3-1. A slider from Middleton. He doesn't throw a lot of those. Davis in a hitter's count at 3-1. And he Misses outside with another slider.
He didn't want to pitch to him. He'd rather face Matt Olson. That's pretty good respect there.
So 2 on, nobody out. A visit from Charles Nagy.
There's also that Chris Davis is a gentleman. Elijah, who, as Chris takes off the shin guard, all the other stuff, batting gloves, he stops at home plate. Elijah doesn't have to run all the way to first base. So a pinch runner.
It's going to be Smolinski at second base. So Smolinski running for Healy.
What if he's going to stay at third?
Sneak attack. So Smolinski to pinch run.
Attention, please, for the Athletics. Number 5, Jake Smolinski, running.
The A's now 197 home runs on the year, so they're 3 away from 200.
Matt Wilson.
So they'll get to that and much more. So the number last year, the A's hit 169 last year, so they've hit a lot more this year. The A's record, the Oakland A's record for home runs in a single season, team-wise, 243 in 1996. So the 1996 team did not have a great record, but they had a bunch of guys who could let it rip. One and one to Matt Olson. Olson today is 1 for 3 with a single. Terry Steinbach hit 35 home runs in 1996.
Yeah,
was that where he shut her down? Home run gone.
Yep.
Going home.
1 home run, 35, 1 RBI, 100. Got to the dugout, took off everything, said, "See ya, guys, out of here."
Right field, very deep, over the foul pole, but foul into the second level. Sounded good. The fans liked it. It was an entertaining foul ball is what it was.
And that's your Plaza level. Fan got that baseball, but yeah, it was looking for and getting a 2-1 fastball, and he crushed it. Right over Middleton's name.
Lays off, and the count is now full at 3-2. Lawrence Guerra, who pitched yesterday briefly. Geronimo Baroa at 36 home runs.
Chief could hit him
in that 1996 season. Swing and a miss. Nasty pitch by Middleton. Olson strikes out.
Well, I said so much for giving him another fastball he hits on a pull of the string.
Now batting, third baseman.
Actually, just threw a hard. That's a great hard sinker, 2 miles per hour.
Yeah, we've seen him get it up there at 97, 98. Probably better to take it down a little bit and get some movement.
Yep. He just got it on 3-2.
Here's Lowry for his first at bat. Lowry in the game playing third base. Got to be the first time he's played third base this year. Lowry's been a hot hitter as of late. In this series, he's 5 for 9, and he has scored 5 runs.
Has to be thinking about the fastball. He got 3-2 down the middle last night that popped up to center field.
And a quick 0-2, 99 miles an hour. Looks like Hatcher's going to be the guy to try to get the save. It's a save opportunity right now. Center, and it's hit well. Revere's going back. Revere, warning track, and he makes the catch. Smolinski alertly tags up, goes to third. So Lowry hit that ball well, but like it just kind of died once it got out toward the warning track. So 2 outs, and here's Boop Powell. Powell came in for defense 2 innings ago. Mark Canha was 0 for 3. Well, he was in there. Powell in the starting lineup the first 2 games of this series. First pitch is low.
Well, he's looking for a base hit now. A line drive, ground ball hard through the infield, something, and not a fly ball unless he's going to leave the yard, which he's done at one time. That was in Baltimore.
1-0 pitch, swing and a miss. An easy 99 miles an hour from Middleton. Angels will have Gratterall, Valbuena, and Phillips in the top of the 9th inning, and it looks like it'll be against Hatcher. Pitch. There's that high octane fastball from Middleton, but it's outside. So he's thrown 21 pitches here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Smolinski at third, Davis at first. Swing and a miss. Powell just a little late up.
Seems to have a little loop in his swing. That's just enough of a loop that he's not catching up to a fastball, and
you'll be able to see it here.
Yeah. And if he just goes from top to bottom, hitting down on the ball like wood chopping, then maybe catch up to the fastball. But boy, just watching his swing, we saw it last night with 3 fastballs.
And they stayed with it, and Powell strikes out. The A's strand a pair. We're headed to the 9th, 3 outs away from a victory. And the Athletics, they lead it 3-1. are left. This one's coming up on Friday versus the Astros. You're going to get a ticket in our Value Deck, an authentic A's fan prize, and a food and drink voucher. Also, we're highlighting local artists for the 2017 Collector Series cheer cards. For details, log on to NBCSportsCalifornia.com.
22, Caleb Coward.
So top of the ninth, A's leading 3-1 over the Angels. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and repair experts. So Hatcher's in. He's got a chance to get his first save this year. He has 4 career saves, but the last one was way back in 2015. And he's going to get Caleb Coward on a pop-up. Simeon's back there. He makes the catch, and that's out number 1 here in the ninth. See, Matt Joyce is in the game now in left field.
Now batting, number 18, Luis Valbuena.
So here's Valbuena. Remember, Trout is 3 hitters away. After Valbuena, it's Phillips, and then after Phillips, it's Trout. So for the Angels, if they get somebody on base, then unless there's a double play, Trout would hit.
Trout will look good in the on-deck circle to finish this game.
Right,
that would be a great place for him just to stay right there.
Slowly hit. Olsen picks it up, steps on the bag, and that's out number 2. That ball had a little English on it. So with 2 outs, here's Brandon Phillips.
Number 4, Brandon Phillips.
Phillips is hitless today. He's 0 for 4. First pitch, a breaking ball for a strike. Couple of ground outs, a foul out, and a strikeout for Phillips so far.
Yeah, 2 pitches. The first batter, 2 pitches. Second batter, 3rd pitch to Phillips. Now 2 strikes to him.
So 1-2 the count. Here it is. And that one cued towards second. Barreto scoops it up, flips to first, and that's the ball game. So indeed, Mike Trout left in the on-deck circle, and the A's salvaged the final game of this series, and they break their 8-game losing streak. Minaya gets his 10th win. Hatcher gets his first save as a member of the Athletics. Time of game was 3 hours and 10 minutes. What? The attendance 10,544. So a very well played game today by the Athletics. Final score: the A's 3, the Angels 1. Time now for A's Post Game Live, presented by State Farm. It's Jim Kozimore, Shooty Babbitt, and Dave Stewart. Coz, take it away.